Shalom, family. Welcome back to Asia Streams. This video I want to do today is about a topic that it's a characteristic rather that I never really acknowledged that I need to work on. But now that I'm married and certain situations are coming up where I'm beginning to realize, and I have realized that it's an area that I definitely need to improve in. And I don't know about other women or, yeah, other women, but I didn't have a good example on what it was like to be a soft, feminine woman, to let a man take charge and to expose myself and my weaknesses. I never was shown what that looks like. And so whenever it's something that I know I need to work on, I just do the next best thing because I don't have like an elder woman to go talk to. I just Google it or I I YouTube it. So, in the past couple of days it's come to my attention that I, get in my emotions sometimes when I feel overwhelmed, right? Because I'm such a big caretaker. I make sure everybody is doing okay. I'm always checking on people. I'm the person that people come and talk to. My husband can always depend on me to listen to him and to not judge him, to give him my honest opinion, but to do it from a loving perspective, to protect his feelings and his viewpoints and things like that. And there comes a time where I get so overwhelmed though from being that for other people or for my husband that I get like into a space. I'm a woman, so it's like we have emotions and we have a lot of them. Even though I'm emotionally intelligent, that doesn't mean that I don't feel. So, yeah, I just get a little emotional, like, dang, I'm taking care of everybody. I'm making sure everybody good. People come tell me their problems, but like, who's doing that for me? And my husband brought something to my attention that I'm like, wow, this is definitely the reason why I'm not getting this from him like I desire to, because I'm not giving him this thing to let him know that he can be that way with me because I'm so strong and I've been independent so long. It's like I've built up this I don't know if it's a wall or if it's a defense mechanism or what it is, where I have to be okay all the time. And I know it probably stems from my trauma and pretending like, I'm okay when I'm not okay, but that's really no excuse not to do better in a relationship just because things happen to you and now you have these other things to deal with because of that. Now it's even more so a reason to work on them because being with somebody for a long time or expecting longevity in a relationship, you gotta work on the things that are going to become possible roadblocks or big issues in the long run. Because like right now, my husband and I talking about vulnerability, it's not a big thing, but after the conversation, if he sees that I'm not working on it, then it could become something big. So like I was like, wow, he's so right. I'm not vulnerable enough. I don't allow for my defenses to come down. I don't allow for the softer side of myself to show more often than the strong side because this is just what I'm accustomed to. I'm just accustomed to being strong so the people around me can relax. But it's like I get fed up with that, not realizing that I'm not opening the door for my husband to be the strength for me sometimes and to be that reassurance that I need. So, anyway, it led me to this video, and I honestly really like this video. And I'm going to give a little commentary about my own personal experience because, like I said, I didn't have an example. It wasn't like I can go sit with my grandma or my mom and be like, how do you become a vulnerable woman with your man? No, I literally had to Google the question, and this is what I came to. So let's check it out.
What is vulnerability and what does it mean to be vulnerable? Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Justine Falama and today I'm going to answer exactly that question. What is vulnerability? how can I be more vulnerable in a relationship? But first, please make sure that you like and subscribe to my channel. I talk about everything dating, love, relationship, and being single. And of course, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up or leave a comment down below. But let's get into it. What is vulnerability and how can you be more vulnerable? Well, first of all, a lot of my clients and a lot of the people that watch my videos or read my blog posts ask me, what is vulnerability? You always talk about it, explain it. So here's what vulnerability really means. Being vulnerable simply means that you share your thoughts and experiences with another person that make you feel scared, ashamed, or guilty, meaning you show your real self to the other person without putting on that mask that a lot of us put on because we
See, and when she had said this, I was like, oh, wow, that's me. Because it's like I've always been the type of person to not want to put my problems on somebody else, not want to share my insecurities, because if I did, how would that make them go away? I always thought about stuff like that, but I think, and I'm beginning to believe that I'm thinking wrong about it, because doing that makes me have to deal with everything alone. And I'm not alone anymore. Like, I'm a wife, so I don't have to face these things alone anymore. And that's just the perspective that I know my husband was coming from. Like, yeah, you're strong, but with me, let me be stronger than you.
feel like the other person is going to judge us or not accept us, or that we have to be proper to even be like attractive to them. But vulnerability means the exact opposite. It means showing all of you, who you are, what makes you angry, what makes you scared, what challenges you in life. Okay, so how can you be more vulnerable? Well, there are a few things that you can do that make you more vulnerable to a guy and that allow him to be vulnerable to you too. So number one is that you have to ask for help. I know a lot of women, we pride ourselves in being independent.
Oh man, and that's something I realize I don't do enough. I do not ask for help enough. Like, I'm such a man. Sometimes I really wish that I had made better decisions. I'm so happy for my son. Like, I'm Baruch blessed to have a son. But had I made better decisions, right? So I'm speaking to like any women who are possibly younger or don't have a child yet. Like, it's important. I wish I would have been able to work on these things beforehand, because sometimes it's hard for me to conceptualize how do I ask for help when I've been doing everything on my own for so long. Like, but I have to get it. I gotta get it though.
Independent, not needing a man, all these things. But in reality, what we're trying to say is that we have accomplished things in our lives that allow us to manage our lives, right? But that doesn't take away from the fact that you need or want a man, because a man brings different things to your life, right? He brings the companionship, he brings emotional vulnerability, he brings a sense of being alive that is different from what your job can do for you. So you have to learn to ask for help. You have to learn to tell him, hey, I need you. I need you to help me with this. I need you to make me feel supported, to make me feel valued, desired. Ask for help, even with very like practical stuff, because it's going to give him a sense of she needs me and I have to be there for her. And
Okay, so I'm definitely finna start implementing that more. I need help. Can you help me with this? Can you help me to feel this or see this? Or yeah, definitely finna put that in my vocabulary for sure.
another way to show vulnerability that is very simple, really, but so underused is to simply say, I love you. I know that saying it for the first time can be like, very scary and everything, but once it's out and about, use it. Show that you have love for this person, appreciation, that you value him, and you will see him opening up and be way more soft and leaning into you.
That's true. I already do that. I'm very expressive with my words. I'm a poet, so I just be overcome with words that I want to say to him all the time, to my husband. And like, I make sure that I express those things. I believe that's why he's so willing to be so open with me and vulnerable with me. And I just gotta do the same in return.
Saying I love you is basically like a revelation of your heart, right, to another person, and it makes them vulnerable towards you. Number three is that you have to share your real thoughts and beliefs. Like I said in the beginning, a lot of times we try to overplay who we really are, right? We put on that mask of being a strong woman and not needing anything and that we can do everything by ourselves. But you have to be your real self as often as you can by showing your real thoughts and by sharing your real beliefs. So if you don't like something that he's doing, don't blame and shame, but simply say, hey, this does not align with how I feel, how I think, what I believe is right. And if you have different things that don't align with him that you don't want to do, you have to say that as well. Because I meet so many girls, and that used to be my thing too, that want to people please. We don't want to share who we are out of fear that he's going to reject us on that basis.
Facts. I can definitely say that I am that type of person. Like, and it's funny because he likes this about me, but at the same time, it's a balance to everything because I'm so much that kind of person. Like, I want to people please. I want to make sure everybody's happy around me. I want to make sure everything's taken care of. But at the same time, that makes me not express myself in moments where I should. Like, when something is bothering me, I say, I brush it off like, okay, it bothers me, but they're okay, and I'd rather for them to be okay than for me to make an issue about something. And like, I'm really much that type of person, and I can see down the line how that can possibly cause resentment and on my end because I'm not expressing myself, and it also can create a buildup of emotions when I should just in the moment just say what I'm thinking and what I'm feeling. And that is something I've always had a hard time doing, is saying what I'm thinking and feeling, because I'm like, I don't want to be the party pooper. I don't want to be the person who it's like it's he maybe he thinks that we have an understanding, but in my mind I'm maybe confused about something. I don't want to cause confusion or contention, and so I don't share certain things. But this is a part of being vulnerable, expressing your real self. I think that I'm going to have to find a balance in between keeping the peace and making sure things stay copacetic, and also verbalizing and expressing my thoughts and my real feelings, so that I can just create a vulnerable space where I am weak in the moment and allowing him to be strong for me.
But guess what? If somebody rejects you because of who you are, isn't that a good thing? Isn't it a good thing to know that I am with the person who actually accepts me for who I am? Remember, I always say this, the goal is never to get married. The goal is to stay married. So put your eyes on the person that you can stay married to for 10, 20, 30, 50 years from now, and not just someone who's going to be attracted to the facade you put on. Number four, which is a very hard one as well, I believe, is you have to express your feelings, right? We talk a lot about feminine energy and how to portray a feminine experience and energy to a man, right? To how to talk, how to let him in, how
I didn't want to freeze her at that moment, but yeah. Let's see, my headphones finna slide off. Express how you feel. I think that that is a good advice, but I believe as women we have to take it and not run too fast with it, because we're very emotional beings where we have a lot of feelings. So we always have to express our emotions and feelings intelligently. So I definitely want to implement that too, because I would say that I don't express enough. I think I hold too much in, and in the long run, like I said, that's gonna create resentment probably on both sides. Me doing that, I'm not really showing who I really am. I'm just trying to be patty perfect all the time, and that's not real. Like, it's just not realistic because people have ebbs and flows to their personality, their existence. And I'm putting on the face that everything is good all the time. And yeah, it's just not real. And I want to be real in everything that I do. Like, I'm so happy my husband brought this to my attention. Like, y'all don't even know. Like, I'm about to, because it's always my goal to become a better woman, right? So I don't, like, when somebody points something out about me, I can take a moment to think, like, first of all, I'm always reflecting. And so when I was reflecting on this, I'm like, man, this may be what was wrong all the time with me. I'm not vulnerable enough. And being vulnerable as a woman opens up your femininity, which is also something I had to research because and this was before my marriage. I had to research because I've never seen a feminine woman. I don't even know what that looks like. So I wonder if it's other sisters like me, other women like me who are passionate about becoming better women, but just don't have the proper example or know exactly where to start. I think these are good places to start. Just really being in the space of being a woman, being feminine, being soft, being weaker. There's nothing wrong with those things. I know the world tells us to be strong and independent, but really that's going to end you up alone and sad and bitter. And I much rather be with my husband. Like, I much rather work on the things that are challenging and overcome them so I can look back later in life as I'm teaching my daughters these things from birth, to see how far I've come. Because your life should be an evolution. You should be constantly growing and progressing as a man or as a woman. But yeah, so.
How to express your emotions, and that is so important. And I know that a lot of us haven't learned it because when we're young, we're very quickly conditioned to actually portray masculine energy, right? As young kids, we're taught that being whiny isn't a great thing, being angry all the time isn't a good thing, basically to suppress our feelings. But guess what? Being feminine means exactly that. Means that you are in tune with your feelings and that you're showing up as the person that has these feelings. So how can you do that? You can do that by simply speaking them out. When you feel sad, say, I feel sad. Don't say, I am angry at you for doing this and this and this. Say, I am sad because what you did actually make me sad. That is what expressing your feelings mean. And the other way around as well. If you are excited to hear him on the phone, tell him, I'm so excited to hear your voice. How was your day? I've been waiting for your call. Those are simple ways to express your feelings that will show him, hey, this is a safe space for feelings. It makes me feel good. I want to try it out as well.
I be thinking these things too, like when I'm talking to him, but I don't never say them. Why? What is wrong with me?
And then the last one of how you can be more vulnerable in a relationship, it's a hard one, but you have to do it, and that is apologize. Pride kills relationships. Girls, being prideful and not speaking the truth is what will kill a relationship because it puts a distance, it puts space between the two of you. So, apologizing if you were in the wrong is really important because by you accepting your mistake, guess what? It gives him the opportunity to accept his mistakes as well, to say I'm sorry when he's sorry, and that's the same way for you. We all have been in friendships, in relationships, in family dynamics where somebody didn't apologize, and remember how that makes you feel. It makes you doubt yourself. It makes you resent the other person. So speak your truth, which means as well you have to apologize to someone when you're in the wrong.
That is very good advice. Like, as a woman, I think women, I can speak from my personal experience and just things that I've seen other women in my family and friends. We have very big prides. I know my pride was very big, and I'm killing it every day as best that I can. But yeah, pride is detrimental. Pride comes before the fall. Like, you have to put your pride aside. If you're not right, you got to apologize. The goal is never to be right, though, right? The goal is to be reconciled. The goal is to come to a common ground. So it's never about being right or wrong. And I had to learn that. I have to learn all the time. I'm constantly learning to put my pride aside. Like, it's not about me, it's about the end goal. But at the same time, as I'm looking at this video and I'm just researching vulnerability, there is a keen balance between expressing yourself and just being accountable for whatever the situation is, making sure that if you had a part in it, that you apologize, you put your pride aside, but also open yourself up to being able to express how you feel about it in a healthy and intelligent way. So I really think that this is a very good video. I appreciate this sister for making this video. I think that we should get a conversation started about why women are so afraid to be vulnerable, because I just know that I'm not the only woman who has been in a relationship or a marriage. And because of how we've lived our life being independent and taking care of ourselves for so long, we have gotten into a space, where we think that we got to be strong all the time, and we don't know how to open up to our man and allow our man to be the strong one instead of us. And also what this does is give the man more encouragement. It just builds him up, I believe, when we put ourselves more behind him in that kind of way and counting on him to be that reassurance. Like, because this is what I want. Like, I want reassurance from my man. Like, I want him to know when I'm sad or when I'm angry. I don't want him to think everything's okay all the time. Like, that's what my husband said to me. He said, "You seem like everything's fine all the time." And I'm like, "But I'm not fine all the time." And he like, "Well, how am I supposed to know that?" And I'm like, "Dang. How is he supposed to know that?" I've never really expressed it. I just walk around smiling and making sure everyone's okay when I'm not okay. And that's not okay. In the long run, that will not be okay. So, yeah, I really like this conversation. I want to start talking more about the skills as women that we need to build. I want to focus more on positive things about how we can begin to mold and shape our character into being more desirable women for our men that we have, or for my sisters who are single, or the women who are single. Working on these things so that when you get a man, when you have a man, you're going to know how to be with that man. And letting go of all these modern ideologies, because they're wrong. They set us backwards. Like, I did the independent thing. I did the my own business thing. I was a single mother. All of this stuff, and it's just not the way to go. Like, these skills, vulnerability, submissiveness, respect, putting your pride aside. These are things that we have to start building as women, because this is what's going to give us our long time happiness that we're all searching for. So yeah, I appreciate you all for watching. Thank you for tuning in. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit the like button if you like this video. And let's get the conversation started in the comment section. What do you think it means to be vulnerable? And do you think that women are afraid to be vulnerable with men? I would really appreciate to read y'all comments on this topic. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you're notified every time I upload a new video. I appreciate you. And shalom.